I might kill my ex. Not the best idea.
Hello. This is Manuel from Estereomance, and this is another episode of Te para Tres. With me
Adria.
Paulina.
and our special guest, Eric Coughanour.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Did you forget your name, Adri, or what happened?
No,
With
well,
me?
it's because
Maybe
with
she has a
me,
new
I,
name.
I thought I had to like present myself. Like, this is Adria,
Oh,
or
okay.
it was just like Adria.
I kind of dropped the bother too.
Yeah.
But it's a little more awkward moment. So Eric, he's our great friend of Estereomance and of ours personally too. We have a lot of history with Eric. He's written songs with us. He's toured with us. He's recorded in other projects with us. So we go a long way. So Eric is our first guest in this podcast, number 4. And for this podcast, we're going to talk about Kill Bill. And the song is about, whose song is it? The artist?
Sisa.
I honestly, it's the first time I hear this song, and I played it today, and I liked it. I like to discover new music, even though it has almost 1 billion streams. But I barely discovered it, and I thought it was nice. It's good to listen to good music in the top 40, I feel. And anyway, so Eric, you want to just talk a little bit of what you do in here in the border and how you got started?
Yeah.
Just kind of give us a little rundown.
Definitely. Well, first of all, thanks for inviting me. Puts a lot of pressure to be the first guest, but I'll do my best. But anyways, I know my friends Manu, Adria, and Paulina from music. Started being a musician when I was 11. I got a little Casio keyboard, and I got hooked into it, and I was like every day getting songs by ear. When I was at that age, when I was 14, I got my first guitar, fell in love with the guitar, started taking lessons, and then I had my first band when I was in high school. I decided to do my degree in music, and then after that, I had
Why?
That's what. Yeah, a lot of people say that.
No,
'Cause,
I feel you. I
know.
studied music too.
Oh,
in
that's
Juarez.
right.
Yeah.
I actually was really good with math. When I was in high school, I got second place of my whole generation in
Wow.
physics, mathematics,
Wow.
and everyone thought I was going to be an engineer. And
Really?
Well,
yeah.
math and music goes
Yeah,
together.
I mean,
So
Yeah.
So, anyways, so I had a lot of bands and started playing, getting better on the guitar. I always like to compose. I always like to write songs. I wrote my first song when I was like 16. And anyways, I kept writing music. After I got my degree, I started writing more and more. And I started my first serious band when was it? Back in 2005, 2006. It was called Grui Spectra, and it was a band, rock in Spanish, I had in Juarez, from where I am. And so I put a band together, and we actually started touring and playing and got into some important festivals in Mexico. So it was a great experience because I got to meet a lot of important bands like Café Tacuba. We opened for Café Tacuba like 3 times, I think. Babasónicos, Zoé, and La Lupita, and a lot of famous bands from back then. And anyways, that's actually the time when I met Manu. And I was in a bar in Juarez. There was a bar called Whiskey Bar. And it was the
Why do
place.
they sold there? ¿Qué vendían ahí? Porque se llamaba whisky.
Well, that's actually there's a song by The Doors that says Whiskey Bar. I don't know if that's the reason why there's so many bars in I get it now. Mezcal acá. No, pero I don't know, but it was a really cool bar. Actually, that's where I met Leon Larregui from Zoe.
what?
Because I had back then I bought a Moog Voyager. It was, when it barely came out, and I was probably the only. I mean, I at that time, Zoe, the band from Mexico, they were recording their Memorex album, and the owner of the bar was a friend of Zoe members and Melchor, and so he invited them to go see us play. And when they saw they were not impressed by us, by our music. They were impressed by the Moog. So when I was going out, and I remember back then I didn't have the money to buy a case because I spent so much money on the synth, and so I was just carrying like that. And Leon was like, "Whoa, wait, where are you going? Can you rent us that synth because
No
we're recording at
way.
Sonic Ranch and we would like to rent it."
Damn.
And I was like, and then I finally, because I didn't know they were there when we were playing, and when I recognized them, I was like, yeah, definitely, yeah, no problem. And so that's how I met them. After
So
that,
cool.
after that, the owner of the bar, he took me to Sonic Ranch to meet the guys, and I didn't know it was Memorex, probably one of the greatest albums from Mexican rock from Mexico, and I was like, whoa! I mean, it was a great experience. During that time, that's when I met Manu, and we became really good friends. I was already living in El Paso, so we got to be like in the same parties, and so I was like, oh, Manu, and you were already working at Sonic Ranch, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So later, after that, I moved to Mexico. I was working as a songwriter there with Daniel Gutierrez from La Gusana Ciega, who was already a friend of mine because of Groovy Spectra. I started playing with the drummer from La Ley.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's so cool.
cool guy. I mean, but anyways, after I came back from Mexico City, I met with Manu again, and he took me to the ranch a couple of times, and we became even better friends. And eventually, that's when Manu started Chamanas, which you were also part of the band. And fortunately for me, he had a song with no lyrics. And he asked me, can you write some lyrics for it? I was like, yeah, definitely. So I wrote the lyrics for Dulce Mal, and it became a great hit.
Eric had named Milagritos, and I didn't like the
that's
name,
right.
so I changed it to Dulce Mal.
Oh my God.
And then funny
Yeah.
story with that song.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't go through the whole lyrics that he sent, so
He didn't scroll down.
Oh my
scroll
God, yeah.
down. So we end up repeating the verse, which I end up liking anyways. I made it catchier.
And I thought
That
you
sounds
didn't.
like you, Manu.
Yeah.
Like, don't scroll down because Manu, you know when you send this voice message
Uh-huh.
and that WhatsApp has this tool that you can speed
Oh, yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
voice.
2 times.
Manu,
Yeah.
Manu is like 2 times. ¿Qué pasó? So it sounds like you that you don't,
Yeah,
you didn't
he just-
scroll down.
Yep.
Now was Eric's a genius, man. He repeated the verse. Wow.
Now I want to hear what the other,
the other-
verse says.
I can even-
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
We can
We
do,
have to
we can
dig
do a
into
We
that.
gotta do a new version
Uh-huh.
of Dulce Mal. Yeah.
Yeah, let's do
And
that.
it's gonna be Dulce Mal y luego en paréntesis
two.
Milagritos. Part 2.
Milagritos.
Well,
Like
o
Kill Bill,
Milagritos.
Volume 2.
One of my favorite songs we did was Wedding Cake, too.
Oh, yeah.
With the
I love that
Chamanas,
song.
and,
Yeah.
and Paulina also
Paulina
wrote in
sang-
that song.
yeah, that's
and
right.
That was a really
Yeah,
fun
yeah, yeah.
song.
Yeah. That was one of my favorite ones, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Wedding
love
Cake.
those lyrics.
Yeah.
And I think those lyrics were one of the first ones in English for the chamanas.
Right. I
Yeah.
think so.
Yeah, that was that one in La Verdad. No, La Verdad.
I-
It was in English, no?
Yeah,
La Verdad.
yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
It's just the
La Verdad and Wedding Cake were the first.
Cool.
Those songs were like the evolution, I feel, from chamanas to Estereomance,
Estereomance.
Like a little bridge.
sound-wise and
Mhm.
that.
Nice.
And Adria did some vocals in La Verdad.
for La Verdad and some
Keys.
keys
Tecladitos.
for
Wedding Cake?
Wedding Cake.
I didn't know. I didn't know you yet. Right. We didn't meet.
No.
No.
Well, we did in Victor's house, but
Already? That
like it was
oh,
right.
that's right.
It was right before
Yeah.
I met Manu.
That's right.
I remember we had a posada in Victor's. Victor is my violin teacher,
Right.
which is
A very good friend of mine.
Very
yeah.
good friend
We
of
had
yours.
a band back in the days, like a long time ago. Yeah. So we're really good friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Saludos a
Victor.
Victor. We love
Yeah.
you.
So this was a really fun song. We haven't really talked about the song that much, haven't we? So we Paulina brought the song. You know, it was her turn to choose the song, and so we thought it was interesting, and so we just decided to do our own version. I picked up the guitar, and I haven't played guitar in a long time, so my fingers are hurting. Adria did the polychord with the shaker, giving it a little bit of
this was really
vibrato.
fun. I wanna
It's a fun
keep
little pedal.
experimenting this because
It
was
sounds
nice.
great. It sounds really cool.
And then Paulina played that little toy keyboard, and obviously she sang the heck
I
out of
play
the
my
song.
vocal cords. I kill my Sometimes I feel like there's a Tinder bell inside my throat,
Nice.
which is like dancing while I'm singing.
Ouch.
Wow.
She's like,
What kind of mezcal is this?
You
I
have,
Leaning
you
my-
have, she
Can I
has
have what she's
really good
having?
imagination. Like
I know,
she
yeah.
has a really, really,
Especially in English.
we all have this imagination.
yeah. But I like your world. It's
Welcome
nice.
to my crib. Welcome to my world.
Her reality, como diría
I
Uncle
like
Tony.
your reality. Tinker bells in your throat and
So what
know?
is this song about? What the lyrics?
well,
like
it basically talks about killing your ex.
eggs?
The thought of killing your ex because it's like possessive. Like I feel like we've all felt like we don't want to lose someone, and you get this crazy thoughts that you maybe don't do it, but they go through your head, and sometimes they're pretty crazy.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically this song is about that, and I think that's why it's very popular, because she put in words what maybe not everyone says it, or they're afraid to say it because you might sound crazy. So
But we are all crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very,
I thought you
intense.
meant like we four. Okay. Yeah.
It's
no, yeah,
very
we're-
intense. The song, the lyrics are very
Yeah.
deep, but
Direct.
also if you see it from another perspective, it's a little romantic, because maybe you're gonna close that age. Esa etapa? Maybe you're trying to close that age, that relation, and you're just gonna kill those thoughts or
Yeah.
that relation with that person that hurts you. Maybe it's another perspective.
actually
not that
it,
strong.
Actually, it triggered what you were saying. It triggered me of what Eric was telling us about when before he had his little Casio, he wanted to be an architect.
Yeah.
So he had his little, ¿cómo se dice?
¿Cómo se dice?
Maquetas.
¿Cómo se dice?
¿Cómo se dice?
I wanted to be an architect, so I built my little like blueprints and little houses made of and I was so dramatic to take the whole
feel
thing to the
dramatic.
patio and burn it, like light fire to it,
So he-
because I decided that I
He
was not gonna
killed-
be an architect. Yeah.
He killed that.
Yeah, that face.
Dream.
Yeah.
Or
He-
dream.
that
Yeah, that's
face.
right. Actually, it was a dream. Yeah.
So now I kind of relate this to
That's right,
this
yeah.
story, because you just wanted to.
So architecture is my ex.
that's your ex.
If-
Right.
Exactly.
If you ever quit music, please don't burn the Voyager. Give it to me.
And the Volk to
yeah,
it.
yeah,
We can sell it on whiskey bar.
yeah, whiskey bar. Yeah.
Or to Leon Larregui.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Yeah, I picked this song honestly just because it's on number 2 on the global charts.
Cool.
And it has been like that since December
Wow.
when the album drops.
Okay.
So I don't know, it's very powerful when your music stays a lot of
Yeah.
time on the top of the charts. And I really like the vibe of this song, especially the vocals, this little rap, the way that she phrases,
Yeah.
the bass, even the intro. It sounds like creepy, like it's out of tune. I think it's a mellotron, and it sounds very dramatic, like you are entering in this experience of the scenario of kill someone. And we also wrote these Spanish lyrics. Well, we translated, right? But it was a little confusing finding the words, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, at the end,
But it worked.
yeah, it worked.
Yeah.
Is Bill the name of the ex? Or why is Kill Bill?
Kill Bill, I leí que... Ay, estoy
You
hablando
read?
en español. Ay. Espérense.
French, Tinkerbell, English, English Tinkerbell. In Spanish is campanita.
So I read that it's a direct reference from Kill Bill movie. And
From Quentin.
yeah, it talks about the revenge, about love.
Which was filmed in El Paso, or the scene is in El Paso. The
Yeah.
the initial
Supposedly.
scene in a chapel in El Paso. I mean, there was probably some set somewhere, but the story.
Yeah, that's
Also,
right. Yeah.
Eric is a very geek of the cinema. So
Yeah, the film.
you were talking about Kill Bill, and I didn't know some of the things that
Yeah.
you said.
Yeah.
Like that one, like that church.
Yeah, the chapels where Bill actually kills everyone. She doesn't die, obviously, but if you see in the movie, but yeah, supposedly it's in El Paso.
And Bill is based on
And-
Tony Rancich from Sonic Ranch.
There's that rumor.
There's that
Suppo-
rumor, that legend.
yeah.
So
That's right.
anyone who's been to Sonic Ranch and has known Tony Rancich, they
That's
might
right.
get it.
I also feel like it's very toxic, this song, the lyrics, because it says like, I'd rather be in jail than alone. I still love him. Like you can't, no te puedes desvincular de esa persona.
Yeah, you cannot.
Disassociate or
But
forget the
Forget,
yeah.
She don't accept that the ay, dale.
That she lost- And then Tinkerbell starts like.
Tinkerbell with yeah, o sea,
I think it's the mezcal
¿Verdad?
having an effect on
that
Tinkerbell.
the ex has another girlfriend,
Uh-huh.
and she's like, no, I can accept that. If it's not me, you can be with anyone. So I prefer to kill you and then go
Yeah,
to jail
no matter
because I
what.
don't wanna be without you.
Yeah, actually, back in 2015, I went through situation where
Are you sure you want to
I
say
didn't
that in
kill
public?
anybody.
Oh, okay.
But no, and I think it's worth mentioning because that's when I actually started my new band, the band I have now, Fools Like
Wow.
Me. And so I was writing songs like crazy because that was my way of
Healing.
not killing anybody. Not just
No,
kidding.
yeah.
No, but seriously, like staying sane.
your therapy.
Yeah, that was my
It's
therapy.
our ritual.
It was tough for me, and Manu helped me a lot. Like I remember that I came up to Manu. I said, "Can you help me? Let's produce my songs because I need to get distracted. I need to get my mind into something else." And it was magical. Even though it was tough for me, it was magical because not only I was able to put that pain into something productive and so beautiful, that which is any song, you know. And but at the same time, I remember I was already a big fan of Unkown Orchestra. And Manu, in one of the sessions we were doing with my new songs, he told me, "Oh, you know what? Did you know that Unkown Orchestra is gonna come play here in El Paso?" And I was like, "Seriously?" I was, "Wow!" And then he tells me like very casually, "Would you like to go with me and them so we can take them to Sonic Ranch?" And you know, and I was like, "What?" Yes, I mean,
Wow.
and it was that was one of my most special moments in my life ever, because I was a big fan. I not only got to drive them to we had dinner at the Café Central with Tony, no?
I
Wow.
think we did, yeah.
With them. And
Wow.
Oh yeah, that's true.
really
Wow.
cool guys. I mean, all of them, Ruben Nielsen. And when I was driving, I could not believe myself that Ruben Nielsen and the bassist, Jake Portrait, and those guys like were in my car, and I was so nervous. I was pretending to be so cool, but I was
Wow,
like,
that's amazing.
I was almost shaking. And
Yeah.
we went to the concert, which was unforgettable. And then after that, we went to Sonic Ranch, and at some point, Ruben was playing some guitar that they had at Sonic Ranch.
Oh my God.
And Manu left with the other members to show them the other studios, and I felt alone with
Ruben?
and I was like, almost like, you've seen that meme, Homer, like hiding.
Oh, yes, in
That's
the
how
bushes.
that's how I felt. I was like, I want to disappear.
Chabela's meme, because Chabela looks like
Oh,
that
there
meme.
you go.
It was kind of a mixture of that Homer and Garth from Wayne's World, right? A little bit.
But yeah, I mean, it was beautiful. It was, and all that like made that phase of my life more bearable. So it was nice.
I feel
Yeah,
like
so I
We
thank you,
got
Manu,
home
for that.
late. I remember I got home like
Yeah.
at 7 in the morning because we
we
didn't
still-
stay there.
Yeah.
So we drove back and when I was at the ranch, I used to just invite any band that would play El Paso would come over to the ranch, check it out. I almost got Crumb the last time to they couldn't make it, but it would have been nice. Crumb and Automatic. It was a good show.
Yeah.
Cool.
I was gonna say, I feel like when artists go through a heartbreak, that's when
Yes.
the best
Yeah.
lyrics come
Yeah.
out. I don't know what happens there, but
You're it's
Can't
vulnerable.
wait.
You're vulnerable.
Yeah.
yeah, you're very vulnerable. You're very
That's a hard word.
yeah.
Let's all say vulnerable at the same time. Ready?
Vulnerable.
Go.
Vulnerable.
Ah, cabrón, ¿cómo?
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1.
Vulnerable.
Vulnerable.
What was that count?
I felt so
Two,
vulnerable
two,
saying
one,
vulnerable.
1, 2.
It's because in
9,
English
8.
they say 3, 2, 1. In Spanish es 1, 2, 3. So you have to.
It was like,
It's like when you speak English, you change.
mírala,
¿Cómo se dice character?
como te he dicho.
Oh, okay. Como te dije, como te dije.
Adria
yeah,
in
yeah.
English goes 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, say yes. Yeah, oh yeah.
Good to know.
So just so you know.
Good to know that I don't jump in the river on 3. So
And para terminar,
To finish off.
to finish off, well, I don't know if we want to finish, but I'll just
3, 2,
drop
1.
this question.
Okay.
Have you been in an experience like this, or what do you think about toxic relationships, especially nowadays that the mental health is trendy, or it's more in the la
Conscience?
conciencia,
Uh-huh.
in the conscious?
Conscience.
Conchas.
Conscience. Let's do
It's more on
conscience
the
in 3,
conscience.
2, 1.
Conscious.
Conchas.
Okay. No,
That
but
was my question. What do you think about these experiences, these lyrics, these relations?
I'm just gonna say one thing that I remember from my last experience when I was brokenhearted, and I remember everyone would say to me, "Focus on yourself," and that was the worst thing I could do. I try to focus on helping other people, and that helped me feel better. So I don't think that's a good advice when people say just focus on your own and you'll be out of this phase in no time. And when you focus on your own, when you're in that situation, it's worse because you're thinking about what you are going through. So when that happened to me, I started like, okay, how can I help my sister? Maybe talk to my brother, talk to my friends. How can I be? And whenever I made them feel better, I felt better, and that also helped me get distracted from what I was going through. But yeah, I mean, I'm not from the generation that it's like a lot of things happen now on social media. And I know there's been like extreme cases where there's suicides and things. I wouldn't be able to, but I don't know if you guys ever been like in a situation where you're just desperate to. I mean, because obviously you block the person, but then you're like, in a way, like trying to see what's going on, and yeah, I mean, it's tough. I don't know.
Yeah.
Have you ever been in a situation like that?
I haven't. Oh.
Rompecorazones, Paulina.
I haven't in the last month.
All my past relations are the best. Ask them.
Aspen?
Aspen.
Please comment in the YouTube. Please, any past partner Paulina, please comment your reviews.
A lot of comments. A lot of comments. You reached the limit of comments. No, I'm just kidding. But no, honestly, I haven't been in a toxic relationship.
But you haven't
Maybe
been
in my teenage
Yeah,
years.
teens. Like you haven't been in love with someone, then you're like, I don't want anyone to be with that person
Yes,
but me.
yes, yes,
like
you're
no
right.
one else. Like I cannot even see him. I don't want to see him at a party. I don't want to see her at this restaurant or I mean, I feel like that's what makes you grow up. Like I don't know.
You mature.
Be more mature because
like the lyrics says.
like you feel, I guess you're very innocent,
Yeah.
and I think of heartbreak breaks your innocence, breaks like, oh
Yeah.
wow, like I really thought we were gonna last forever, but we didn't. And you're like, whatever a toxic relationship every story is different, but I feel like I don't know. I feel like that makes you more mature, and like you said, maybe you don't know what to do, and maybe you don't want to hear the advices of other people, and you have to go through it. I was just talking to a friend early in the morning, but that you hear this like young girls talking about, oh, this boy, this girl, and you want to tell them your advice, but at the same time you remember like, oh, when I was young, another like older person told me what to do, but you don't even listen to it because you have to go through it to go through life.
Yeah.
So it's just part of life.
Yeah.
Yes, I think ya ando muy inglés ahora yo. I think that nowadays, well, back in the days and always, we feel that pensamos que le pertenecemos a la otra persona, que somos sus dueños y que
Yeah, we feel that the other person belongs to you, that you're
your
their
mind,
owner.
your time, your body, your thoughts, your everything, everything.
It's obsession.
It turns into an obsession, and it might be ends with these scenarios that you wanna kill someone.
Kill Bill.
Kill Bill.
Kill
Tito?
Bill.
What about you? You haven't talked.
Yeah. We save the best for last.
No, I mean, relationships like that are tough. Can you imagine the poor kids nowadays that what they have to go? Because I feel, at least for us, like we could take a break from all of it. You can just be at your house, watch whatever TV is on, whatever is on TV, and your dad or your mom's there. You hang out and you can kind of take a break from it. But nowadays, I feel like with the phones, you just don't take a break from it. So I don't know. I feel really bad, for the young kids growing these days and have to go through that. I mean, in my case, I picked up meditation when I was the most vulnerable, and ever since, it's really transformed my life to meditate. And I started doing different things. I started exercising, eating better. Eventually, I became vegan too. So it's just a little transformation, and I think it all got triggered from that. That little butterfly flapping its wings, and it caused a tornado in the U.S. The butterfly effect.
There you go.
Good movie.
Yeah.
But so I feel like that. All the relationships are hard, especially the first one. To me, was probably the toughest breakup. But there was one where just like it really. And I remember I was working with Beach House. We were doing Bloom, and I asked them, "Hey, do you guys know anything about like meditation?" And they told us like, "Oh, it's not really for us, but we tried it." And so I looked it up, and I started doing TM, Transcendental Meditation. A lot of cool people do it, like Rick
McCartney.
Rubin, Paul McCartney,
Paulina Reza.
Paulina Reza?
Paulina Prey.
Paulina Prey.
¿Cómo se llama este director?
David Lynch.
David Lynch. I got a brain fart. And so a lot of cool people do it. And I remember I just learned it, and then I had a session with the AES at Sonic Ranch. And they, Karen O and Nick and Brian, they all practice meditation, and Dave said it. So we would sit in the lawn in front of Sonic Ranch, and we just meditate for 20 minutes before the session. So that really helped me to like take it even more serious. Like, whoa, the AES do it, I'm gonna do it now, for sure. And
That's
so I started doing it, and to the day, and now that I started meditating with me too, and
Yeah, now every time we get into, like, we set up in the studio, and before starting we meditate for 20 minutes.
I
every day.
remember when we were writing What Do You Want It to Be, the album, in Adria's house in Juarez. We always meditate like before the sessions, and it really helped. I loved it.
Yeah, it helps a lot.
And there's different types of meditations. There's the one I practice is transcendental, but there's a lot of them, and some are free, some are not. So it just depends, you want to spend or not. And yoga and praying and exercising, all that. It's all playing on stage. To me, when we go on stage, to me that's a meditation. You just disconnect from everything, and you gotta focus on the song. If not, you're gonna mess up, and so you gotta really be focused. And not only that, but to just give people the best show possible. You gotta like really, really focus and meditate. If you're distracted by something,
Yes.
you're not gonna give a good presentation. So anyways, yeah. So
That's right.
Yeah.
That's my story.
Cool.
That takes you away from toxic relationships.
Right.
But we want to thank everyone for watching, and thank you, Eric, for
Thank you, guys.
being our
Gracias,
first.
Eric.
Want to let
you.
people know
Yes.
where they can find you and
Fools Like Me.
your address for your house.
So foolslikemeband.com for rest of social media. Most of it is Fools Like Me Band for, just for, I think Facebook is only Fools Like Me, but anyways. I'm going to be releasing new songs finally after 4 years. So
Yay.
be on the look. We have a couple of shows. Actually, the next one, Manu is going to play the bass with full slide. Yeah. That's going to be Flamel's, our friends Flamel's album release.
Which I produced.
Yeah. And that's going to be June the 10th. Lowbrow tickets on sale already. And then on the 18th, just in case you guys see this podcast a little bit later, on the 18th of June, I'm playing Love Bus with a band from Albuquerque.
What's the name of the band?
Train Conductor.
Train Conductor.
Awesome.
Yeah. Cool.
Great.
Cool.
Monomance.
Train Conductor.
Yeah, so thanks.
Monomance.
We started doing the podcast in English. The first ones were in Spanish, and so we never speak amongst ourselves in Spanish. So
In
English. So it's kind of weird to speak to you guys in English, but I like it. It's like a different.
But we also want you guys to get to know us a little bit more. Even though it's not our first language, it's a language we know, and you can.
Not my second, not my third. No.
Well, she's
Not
been
yet.
she's
Not
been
yet,
really
not yet my
good,
fifth.
but she's been really good about it. And Paulina,
Yeah.
she's
Good practice.
She if you
good
hear her
Good job.
like between years, she's always like gets it better, and every time she's very receptive for the meanings of the words. So I'm sure next year she's gonna be talking fluent English. And
How much did you pay, Adri? For saying that beautiful words
Paulina gave
about
me a mezcal, so
And I
Thank you,
feel like I like this podcast more than the Spanish one for some reason. I thought it was funnier.
Yeah. I don't know if
But-
it was a mezcal.
So I'm sure a lot of the people that saw the Spanish one is, they're watching this one. So please let us know in the comments, which one you like best.
we gotta get to a party. So besitos.
Party!
Kisses.
Saturday.
I'm Manuel,
Amadria.
I'm Paulina.
And I'm Eric. Thank you,
and
guys.
this was Te Para
Tres. Cuatro.
Cuatro with Eric.
Te para
So,
tres,
we'll see
te para
you
tres.
next
3,
time.
2, 1. ¿Cómo contó Adri?
Sí. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Te para
Te para
cuatro.
All right. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and check us out on all the platforms. And stay tuned. We're going to keep releasing more podcasts, and you can find us through here. However you found us, just keep doing that.
Te para tres, te para tres.
I try to reach you with you, no murders, no crimes of passion, but then you was at a rich, you was at a farmer's market with your perfect bitch. Now I'm in amazement, playing all my patience. Now you laying face down, got me singing over a beat. I'm so mature, I'm so mature, I'm so mature. I got my therapist to tell me this all the midnight. Don't want a night, just want you. If I can